Welcome to game between Viking.gg and Team Secret. Now we'll see what Viking's able to do here, because Team Secret, as everyone knows, is a very, very dominant team, able to perform pretty solidly. I mean, they've had a little bit of a shaky performance as of late, and they've actually lost a few series. They actually ended up losing their first tournament in quite a while in the previous tournament, the Beyond Summit one. They came like 4th, I think, so maybe they just want to take a little bit lax. You know, they've been trying pretty hard. Just try to smooth things down a little bit. So we'll see what happens in this game. But Viking.gg, they take away the Io and the Magnus ban, and Team Secret take away the Enchantress and the Lina. But Secret, they immediately snap up the Snapfire, and you know, most teams are moving the Snapfire into that sort of position 2 for the mid lane. So we'll see if they're going to put that into Nisha, because he has played that a few times, but they have also run it into the hands of Zai or Puppey, so it is a super diverse pick. It all depends on what they want to go with. Viking have actually led up with the Venge, so we could potentially see a Drow coming out. This is the general pairing that you do see with Venge. Both those two heroes just complement each other so damn well. God, it's so orange out my window. What's going on? It's like hell. Scary stuff. The Secret, they're actually going to grab the ETs, their second pick. I do believe this is just mainly a Yapzor hero. I don't think anyone else on the side of Secret really plays it. So we'll have to see what else they're going to do. The Vikings, sure enough, they do take the Drow as their second pick. It's got that super easy peasy combo. So we could potentially see them picking up something like a Mars, just some sort of nice tanky hero that can sit in the front line and use their ultimates to make a bit of space for this Drow. So Mars definitely does that to good effect. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that ban come out from Secret. Meanwhile, Viking, they're just going to heavily focus their bans on heroes which can just jump to the backline onto this Drow. So things like the Storm Spirit, an Anti-Mage, even PL can do it to some extent. There's various different heroes that can just make things a lot more difficult for a Drow Ranger. I can ban out Timber, Secret take away Slada. Maybe something like even a Bat Rider could be pretty good for Secret. Someone who can get straight on top of this Drow and Flaming Lasso her and bring her into the waiting arms of the rest of Secret. She would melt pretty damn quickly. I can take away the Spectre. It's always going to be that Spectre Horde just to be able to pop straight on top of her face. I wouldn't be surprised if their last ban is that Storm Spirit. Not sure what bloody song this is. So what Secret can take away for their last ban. Maybe something like a Beastmaster perhaps. Toby does like to run that hero. Maybe they want to start focusing some of their bans towards Boom perhaps. Maybe take away an Invoker. These sort of heroes that can benefit from the auras that come out from the Drow and the Venge. Invoker could work out quite nicely. Maybe we'll just take away the Tiny instead. Makes sense. That hero that could jump into the back. Definitely make a bit of space for the Drow to just be able to sentry gun away in the back lines. But, I mean, it's always going to be difficult for the Drow anyway, because the Snapfire, if it is going to be a core Snapfire, they're going to get the Aghanims, they're going to gobble up whoever the hell is nearby on the side of Secret and just fire them at that Drow. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on this Venge to always make sure she's in the correct positioning to save Drow every single time. Otherwise this game will get very difficult for Viking very quickly. Maybe even something like a Void Spirit perhaps. Pick up for Team Spirit. The Absol does roll with it. I think even Nisha plays it in the mid. Viking focusing quite a lot of their times on this last ban. I mean, there's still a lone druid in the pool, and it's definitely something that Matu very much enjoys playing. They've even paired an alchemist up with a Snapfire before, and it worked to very great effect. It's completely steamrolled the game. So maybe something similar will be coming out this time. Good couple of options for Secret. Viking, they ban up the PL and then insta-pick the Bloodseeker. So far, they're still not got any sort of like clear tanky frontliner. Bloodseeker's not exactly the beefiest of boys to be sat in the front. Secret just trying to decide what they want to grab for their third pick, but yeah, I think the Storm Spirit would be quite nice, even though it would be an early grab up, but it still works quite nicely against the Drow. At least sometimes a little bit rough against the Bloodseeker. Does hinder your mobility a fair bit. But even still, I think if they're focusing a fair amount of attention onto the Storm Spirit, whichever position one you do, whichever position one you do pick up, will have a relatively free time. They actually grab the Lich. Most likely this is going to be fall into the hands of Puppey in the position 5. But this Lich is definitely not a hero you see very often at all. Definitely fallen out of the meta quite heavily. So we'll see what Secret's able to do with this one. Viking, I still think they need some sort of big frontliner. They've already got their 4, 1 and 3, so we're going to grab their last position 4 support. Maybe something like a Treant Protector, or even like an Ogre perhaps. Maybe we'll grab the Earth Spirit. I mean, you can get a little bit tanky towards the later stages of the game, but for the early phases you will struggle a little bit. Even still, it's a hero that can rotate around and help out with the aggression in the mid lane. Ziglad's just going to follow up with the Lifestealer. So the Lifestealer is probably going to be the main gobble up target to fire that in on the Drow. And the Drow will melt pretty damn quickly once that Lifestealer is on top of her. Feasting away. So, looking like there's still Zai's hero for Secret and still Toby's hero for Viking. So the two, oh no, sorry, not Toby, Boom for Viking. But yeah, they are for some sort of tank. So Secret, they ban out the Dragon Knight. Could potentially see him ban out the Underlord as well. Anyone who can just sort of make as much space for the Drow as possible. What other sort of tanky mid laners are there? Could potentially be the Doom. I mean, There's not really that many great Doom targets so far, so probably won't see that. We'll actually ban out the TA. Does another source of damage. Uses the Venture Aura as well. So yeah, that's fair enough. Can be a little bit tanky with those refraction charges. It's not really a good, easy way for a secret to purge them off. I suppose there's the there would have been the little shredder, but even still, it's not exactly like a guaranteed way of purging off those refractions super easy. So maybe for the side of Secret, maybe it's like a Kunkka, because I mean they're still sort of lacking a little bit at the front line. And there's ET and the Lifestealer. You've got the damage that comes out from the Chain Frost and the Lich and the Mortimer's Kisses from Snapfire. They are sort of lacking stun. I mean, actually, 3 of the heroes have got ways to at least cancel TPs. Sinister Gaze from Lich, you got the Stomp on ET, and you got the Cookies from Snapfire. So they're not strapped for Sable. Well, I could maybe see the Kunkka from Secret, put that in the hands of Nisha. Or maybe if they want to go for more like an early push-in style build, maybe they might still grab that Storm Spirit to be able to get onto the back lines of Drow. I'm going to go for the Void Spirit. Does a very similar job as the Storm. Now the Viking grabs the Storm instead. Okay, so most likely it's going to be Nisha there. Okay, Nisha takes the Void, so it's going to be a Zai on the Snapfire then. Yes, Zai takes the Snapfire. So Spirit on Spirit in the mid lane. We'll see which element comes out on top. Look at these lineups. I don't know, I'm sort of favouring Secret in a way. I mean, it depends, I think, how quickly Zai gets this Axe online. If he gets shut down quite hard, then maybe Shad can actually build up a strong enough of a game to be able to survive any sort of aggression that comes out, especially if Solera is going to be there to save him in time with those swaps. But we'll have to wait and see. I think Puppey might potentially struggle in the safe lane, especially if Aramis gets a nice roll onto him, kicks him back into the Blood Right. It could be quite dangerous for the Lich, but Martu, he should be pretty safe. You know, if he ever does get caught anywhere near that Blood Right, just pops his rage, and then he can easily stand his ground and get those last hits rather than being zoned away. On the off lane, Solera and Shad, they're both very squishy heroes. So if either one of them gets caught out by a ET Spirit Stomp, it's going to be easily set up for Zai to get a cookie and then Scatter Blast on top of that. And they will fall pretty damn quickly, so there's going to be a lot of caution on Vikings positioning in this laden phase. Can't go giving away too many early kills. What else to begin with? Vikings actually moving 3 heroes up to top lane, maybe just to secure those bounty runes rather than actually going to leave this as an aggressive tri-lane. Then similar story to what Secret's doing down bottom, probably just going to secure up those bounties. Puppey going to sit on the high ground. So everyone's going to hold their side of the river. I mean, normally when you got like an Earth Spirit, you probably tend to be doing quite a few rotations towards that mid lane to get a few ganks and, you know, just assist your mid laner's farm progression and maybe get a kill onto the enemy mid. But I mean, you're up against the Void Spirits. That's going to be pretty difficult. Always going to have that dissimulate to try and dodge out those skills, as well as a well-placed Void Remnant. Maybe make enough space for him just to back out on his own. So we need to be a little bit careful. Aramis is very aggressive position in here, hiding behind the trees. Not quite sure what this is all about. New meta, perhaps? Waves from behind the trees. Hello, I'm hiding. Do you not see me? So I mean, for the few early levels, Shad should probably have a relatively easy time just trying to farm up. But it all depends how Zai is on his last hit in today. But even still, until probably about level 3, then we'll probably see Yapzor and Zai try and make some sort of aggressive move. Ooh, meanwhile, up top, Toby's actually getting really damn low. Puppey and Martu doing a lot of damage onto him already. One more Frost Blast comes out, and that's going to leave Martu to get the final hit. And Toby ends up falling. Martu even just TP's back to the tower just to make sure he doesn't miss out on any last hits. Really just trying to maximise his efficiency. But lovely movements by there. They realising that Aramis, he'd already been gone off to try and pull the creep wave and make enough some space for Toby, but instead he just ended up getting dived on pretty easily. I mean, that was before Martu even bothered leveling up open wounds, so we could potentially see that move happening once more. And it would be to greater effect this time as well. In the mid, boom. Putting a bit of pressure now onto Nisha. Doing a fair amount of damage. Only a couple more hits needed. Maybe if he got one more off there, he might have had enough to actually finish him. Nisha even just forced to use his Fairy Fire there just to make sure he doesn't die. And even Boom's doing pretty good on the CS. 10 and 5 to Zai's 8 and 0. So definitely can have a little bit of an XP lead in this Lin phase. Basically got the same XP, and yet Boom still has an entire creep wave still yet to farm. I think Boom's even got his bottle coming out in his courier. Meanwhile, Nisha, he's actually already had his bottle, and he's used up all of his charges already. So he's really gonna have to try and nab that first 2-minute rune. Aramis is rotating around, gets a roll to fall, but perfectly timed dissimulate from Nisha, avoids that incoming stun. Is potentially just kept him alive there. Yep, Zai's level 3 down bottom. Yapzor still half a level away. So maybe they might wait for him to get his level 3 and then potentially make a move. But even still, it's not the easiest grab, especially seeing as how the creep wave is always pretty close to the Viking tier 1. Aramis has actually rotated around now. I think he gets spotted out by Yapzor, so they're not going to get any sort of sneaky gank plays there. Meanwhile, up top though, Martu, he's just pretty much got free farm. There's not really whole much that Toby can do to try and zone him out. And Toby's even suffered on CS himself, 8 and 0. This is all the Martu needs to do, just start running at him and right clicking. I mean, what can Toby do? He can put down his blood right, but then Martu, oh, he doesn't actually have rage just yet. He doesn't need rage. But I imagine he'll probably take down his level 4, just to have that extra utility available if he ever does need it. Looks like Puppey's going to try and secure this bottom rune, but it's too much commitment there from Viking. Actually going to jump forward. They get the roll onto Nisha, as well as the pullback from the static field. Jump, oh, Boom nearly gets killed. It actually does end up falling. The AoE from the Frost Armor gets a little last hit onto him. So it looked like that potentially could have been a really nice grab there from the side of Boom, but just too much just AoE damage coming out from the side of Secret with the Dissimulate and the Frost Armor. It actually ends up paying with his life. He does still force him all the way back to base, so it's not like he's just going to get free farm from that. But hey, this does leave Puppey to get a little bit of solo farm in the mid. I'll take whatever he can get at this point. Bomb, Snapfire. And Zai does actually get caught. We'll turn around to do a Scatter Blast. He actually gets one last hit there from Solarian. That's enough to finish him off. So it's lane's going pretty well now for the side of Viking down bottom. They didn't manage to find anything once they hit their little level 3 power spike on the side of Secret, so we'll see if maybe now that Zai's going to respawn, they're going to try and make something else happen. Puppy's even rotated down here himself. And Zai's still only level 2. Even still, he gives a little bottle charge to Puppy and the Absol both. A nice little bit of efficiency. But I mean, Martu, he does not need any help up top. He's completely fine just to sit up here on his own. And Puppy can go across the map and assist the rest of his team. Doesn't need to worry about this lifesteal potentially getting gone on. Long range Scatter Blast and the cookie there from Zai. Just harassing Shad. Not enough to actually make go for any sort of kill threat at this point. But even still, if they did try diving him there is Aramis ready waiting. Actually, the stun comes out from Solarian, then the roll forward from Aramis, connects onto Puppy. He's getting pretty low. And essentially enough damage from the tower gets that last hit. And Puppy does fall. The Lich is just so damn squishy the early portions of the game. He's still boom. It's quite a nice chunk of XP over the top of Nisha. About a third of the level extra. So potentially down bottom, Secret, they're going to try and go for another play here. Spirit does see Solari, so they're going to make a move onto him. He gets caught up in the creeps. Unfortunately enough for Solari, he will fall from that. Shad just done a little bit of an arrow, spamming out those arrows, trying to assist a little bit of damage. The Absol actually gets connected on by another roll forward. The Frost Armor is there to mitigate a lot of this damage. Puppy nearly ends up dropping, but he's just able to back out just in time. Pretty even aggression going from both sides here. Aramis, he tried to go for a little roll boulder out there, but Nisha just manages to block it. And unfortunately, there wasn't any more fuel in Aramis's mana tank. And he does end up just succumbing to Nisha there. Free kill for him. Move straight back to the mid lane. Going to carry on farming up. But even still, I mean, Mark II has... He's got nearly double the CS of Shad. So that's definitely going to be a little bit worrying for the side of Viking there. He's actually got 1,200 gold already over the top. And that's pretty scary, seeing as how it's only 7.5 minutes in. So what's Shad actually building? He's going for... which is it? I'm assuming that's just going to be the Dragon Lance. Finished up his boots, then move on to that Dragon Lance pickup. But even still, she's just turned level 6. Meanwhile, Martu, he's a quarter level away from finishing to get to his level 8. So you're going to have two whole level advantage, as well as the dump load of gold over the top of Shad as well. Martu. He does pop the open moves onto Toby. He's just throwing out a lot of harassment at the moment. He doesn't actually have any sort of a follow-up. Boom's rotated around, so maybe they think about going to try and make some sort of move. Jump forward there from Boom. But still, Martu, he doesn't bother popping his rage. Instead, he's going to fest into a creep and then easily run away. And what more can they do? Absolutely nothing. But Boom rotates back to the mid lane. Looks like they will find a kill onto Puppy here. But jumping from Nisha with the Astral Step. The Frost Armor's making this kill take so damn long. They will finally get the kill. Nice body blocks there from Aramis. This is going to allow Boom to escape without having to use up all of his mana. So they find something. It's just the position 5, but even still. You know, Boom, he did rotate all the way up to the top and he couldn't find anything at all. So down bottom, Shad, he got hit by the sleep, but unfortunately the cookie wasn't in range there from Zai. And Shad's able just to walk this way. Mortimer's Kisses now gets the bit from Shad. He's going to try and stand his ground. Blood Rite comes out, as well as the multi-shot, but still, Zai's so damn healthy. Solari's dropping pretty low himself, and the Absols is going to go for the TP out, seeing as how he was affected by the rupture. So 2 kills, going for Secret there. They don't lose anything in return. And Nisha's actually rotated around here. Maybe we're going to potentially try and make some sort of move onto Toby. Yeah, looks like they probably will just fall back instead. I think they need to get spotted out by the ward, so not going to find anything out of that. But even still, this is still just free farm for Martu. 1,500 gold over the top of Shad. Only Only about 500 gold now from finishing up his armlet, and it's only 10 minutes in, and he's already got phase boots as well. It's a super nice timing on this item. Here we're going to just guarantee make sure he gets the top bounty for his team. Meanwhile, the rest is secret. Not much that Viking are going to be able to do to stop that from happening. I think Martu probably could have potentially went and got the other bounty as well, but he's just going to focus on securing up his own farm instead. I mean, it's what you expect from position 1. And usually he rotates around the side, does have haste rune activated, and he will spot Toby. He'll even pop the open wounds onto him now, but with that frost armor, a lot of that damage is getting mitigated. He's out to run away. Puppy gets run down himself. The cookie away from Zai. And Nisha, he goes for the TP out, and he will actually manage to escape. YapzOr does end up falling to the multi-shot from Shad. And now it's the Zai on retreat from everyone on the side of Viking. They've pretty much used up quite a large of their supportants now. Shad, boom, goes in for one more zip forward, and the magic missile connects. And that will be Zai falling. So finally, Viking are able to find something on this map. Boom needs to be careful though, he's completely out of mana. He's hung around way too long. That's just a free kill for Nisha. He should have bailed with the rest of his team. A little bit of a misplay from him there. Meanwhile up top, Martu actually just gets a solo kill onto Toby. And now he has the armor activated, he actually does quite a lot of damage. And it looks like Martu might just better siege his tower all on his own. Looks like Aramis is rotating back around. Maybe we're going to try and roll forward and get the deny. Oh, he actually just gets the deny anyway. Cheeky little slap with his pole. Previously, I don't think Martu really cares about that. Working towards his Manta Star was his next item as well. Good way to purge off the silence coming from the Earth Spirit, as well as the eventual silence that will be coming out from Boom as well. And the silence from Drow. And the silence from Bloodseeker. Oh my god, there's actually quite a lot of silences on the side of Viking. Very hush-hush team. Meanwhile, that's the Viking make a move now onto YapzOr. I think he realises he's dead, so he just starts moving towards the creep wave to try and secure a few last hits. He's actually still alive here. The Blood Ride will finally connect to him and he will fall. And it looks like Solari's going to pay with this with his life as well. Kill going towards Martu this time. And even with all that distraction going on, Zai manages to find an easy tower kill down bottom. Working on that Ags. Only about 2200 gold away now. So it's not like the fastest Ags timing in the world, but he should have a pretty reasonable timing. Especially when the rest of Secret are actually ready and want to start making some moves around the map. I mean, to be honest, Martu could probably start making moves already. This man's pretty beefy. About to have his Yasha finished up as well. Just one more item to assist him. I thought Puppy would try to go for a sneaky little last hit then. They've even gone for a smoke up now. They're going to start heading towards bottom. Toby is the one that they will run into. And he's got vision on him there, but he's actually heading back towards him. He's going to run straight into him. The slow comes out there from Puppy. As well as the spirit, pull back, sleep. It's a little bit off the mark there from YapzOr. But either way, it doesn't really matter. Martu. Oh, he nearly gets the kill, but the swap back there from Solari keeps him nice and safe. Oh, never mind. The Mortimer's Kisses come in there from Zai. There's enough to bring him down. Even just going to keep firing this towards Aramis, taking quite a bit of damage and destroying all those trees that was Aramis' cover. The cookie forward, just misses. He's able to kick Martu away, but Martu's still blocking that roll of escape. And Aramis will still end up falling with his life. But he was actually rotating around now. There are a lot of members of the Secret are pretty low. It's a very difficult kill to try and get. Even the Yule Scepter plus Remnant set up there onto Boom. He nearly falls. He's getting super low. But not enough lockdown on the side of Secret. He survives with 30 HP. That could have really spelled disaster for the side of Viking if Boom fell then. Right, Secret, they realise that they're in the lead, so they're just constantly on the hunt now. There's not much that Viking can really do to threaten all of them too much. They can get a couple of pick-offs short in these team fights, but they are going to sustain very heavy losses themselves in return. So they've got to be very careful about how Viking try and take some engagements. And the net worth difference between Martu and Shad just keeps on growing. Now 2,000 gold difference. That's why it's actually Shad building. He's got his Dragon Lance online, working towards the Yasha build up, and then a BKB. Definitely going to be necessary to try and avoid the magic damage that's going to be coming out from the Snapfire, plus the spit out stun. Is the spit out stun? Is it Pierce Magic Immunity? Where's the Ags? It doesn't even say what the Ags does when you hover over any of Snapfire's abilities. That's a little bit weird. I would have thought it would have come under Mortimer's Kisses, but apparently not. Nisha even working towards the Aghanim's as his next item. Just try and counter those silences with your own sort of silence. It's definitely a good way of doing it. A War of the Mutes. Looks like Solari will actually need the charge. They managed to get the Rupture onto Nisha, but he doesn't care about that damage. He's just going to run away. Infest up from Martu just to provide him a little bit of extra HP. The Rupture's going to run out. They're going to jump straight forward onto Toby. He's completely cut off from the rest of his team. Boom's going to jump in here to try and lend a little bit of resistance. He does actually manage to get the silence onto Martu before he's able to get the rage popped off. And he ends up falling. He just did not have an opportunity to cast his rage. There's so many silences on the side of Viking. Yeah, it's just an easy kill onto Martu. It looks like they're even going to find a grab onto Zai here, but he's able to cookie over the trees. Give himself a little bit of safety. You know what, Shad though, he's completely caught from the rest of his team. Mortimer's Kisses coming out now. There is a heal coming up, and even the swap back from Solari, keeping him into safety. Zai tried to commit onto those Mortimer's Kisses, but he's staying up falling. The multi-shot connects onto him every single shot. And now Nisha's left all alone. Maybe going to try and carry on putting a little bit of aggression here onto Shad. This Remnant does connect. The roll forward is a little bit off the mark, but still, Shad's getting pretty low. Finally, Puppey will get the last hit onto him, whilst everyone on the side of Viking has slept up. But even still, Puppey, he can't escape from this. He's going to end falling off as well. So, it actually ends up being a very good trade there for Viking. They end up getting 4 kills and only losing Shad. I mean, it's not showing the death on Martu, but he definitely died. So, very nice movements there from Viking. I think Martu's just really desperate to finish up that Manta style now. If he had that Manta, I don't think he would have died there. He would have been able to purge off that first initial silence, immediately pop that rage, and then he would have been able to start doing some work in that fight, and it probably would have gone completely the other way around. But even still, a couple of kills going towards Shad there, so it's going to give him a little bit of boost towards this next item. Still going to be working onto the BKB. And then he's even queued up a Hurricane Pike as the next one after that. Definitely a good way to just try and make a little bit of space. Can't always rely on the Vengeful to be in the perfect position to try and swap you out of harm's way. They're grouping up now from the side of Viking. Maybe this will provide a little bit of protection for Shad while he farms up these Ancients. Possibly maybe a little bit of vision there, you never know. Viking have actually done smoke up now with 4 of them. Only Shad's left behind. And Shad's just going to carry on farming. It looks like these 3 are going to try and make some sort of move themselves. They will actually run into Zai. They spot him. They jump forward from Boom. But Zai just manages to get the cookie down towards the low ground. And Boom, perfect on, but coming out from Puppey. It's going to be a lot of bounces. Still not quite enough damage. Zai falls, and Puppey quickly dies as well. The Chain Frost, it looked like it would have been perfect, but not enough. Viking, they get another 2 quick kills. They're definitely starting to bring this game really back in towards their favour. The Manta Style is now online though for Martu, so he's going to be a little bit more safe, especially with the AC queued up as his next item. It's going to increase his tank from the right clicks that are going to be coming out from this Drow. With Toby, never getting caught out here. The Remnant doesn't connect, but the Mortimer's Kiss is coming out on top. It's quite a lot of damage. And with the double damage as well on Tanisha, it's pretty simple pick off. Not much Toby can really do to survive that. Not enough juking and driving in the world can keep you alive. Looks like potentially Nisha wants to carry on using this double damage. Still got half its duration. Just waiting maybe for someone on the side of Viking to step out of position. Actually, Matu infests into Nisha, but really nice wave of terror there from Solari. Spots that movement out. Yeah, jump forward. Oh, perfect jump there from Nisha. Blocks that escape from Aramis. And that's just an easy death for him now. Very nice little step there by Nisha. So Boom's actually working onto his BKB as well. Not going to bother going for that Bloodstone, which is what you tend to see as the second item for most Storm Spirits. Definitely a good way to just avoid the lockdown that comes from the Void Spirit, the Snapfire, even the Sinister Gaze, and then the Stomp from the ET. So definitely a worthwhile item in this scenario. I think that's the Ags now online for... yeah, Ags online for Zai. It looks like they did go for a spit out attempt on Toby, but he was able to dodge it just in time. They're immediately going to smoke up, maybe not thinking that Viking wouldn't be suspecting this quick smoke after they failed that initial gank, but it looks like they're just going to charge straight into each other. We're going to see a head-on collision between the two teams. The Rupture does get committed on Sinisha. Meanwhile, Boom jumps straight into the backlines, working on the sports. Everyone's going to get caught in this blood right. It's going to be massive silence. Puppey actually ends up falling to it, gets caught out, and the damage finishes him off. Zai's trying to run away in the background. Nisha actually ends up getting finished. It's too much damage from Shad coming out. Yapsol caught up in the back. Even Martu now getting focused out from the rest of the team. He's still got his Rage and Infest available, but he's getting juked around too much and he gets silenced once more. And that's every single member on the side of Secret just getting obliterated. And Viking don't drop a single player. This game is completely flipped around now. Just Viking in a huge dominant position. They're going to move straight towards that Roshan pit. I don't think anyone on the side of Secret's going to be able to respawn in time to try and delay this from happening. Lovely move by Viking. The jump back to the backlines from Boom, and then the blood right on top. Just no one could actually run away in time. Everyone was slowed up, and then silence. All was absolutely perfect. So now Aegis in the hand of Boom. Now he can just start playing really aggressive. Maybe regretting he did. Actually, yeah, I was gonna say maybe he regrets not going Bloodstone now. And sure enough, he actually swaps out his build completely. Gonna start building that instead of the BKB. Realizing, oh, maybe I don't need those. Maybe I don't need Magic Immunity just yet. We're actually pretty strong. Looks like they might actually find Puppey here. They're gonna jump forward, commit the Orchid onto him, and Puppey's instead. Zero thinks that Yapstalker did try and support him. Shad just the long range sentry gun now. The attack range bonus from Solari as well as the Dragon Lance. Someone should just like do a lineup where it's like Sniper plus Drow plus like Invoker, because he also has super long attack range, and then just siege towers from outside the from outside the attack range. It would be interesting. It'd probably be very bad, but you know, could work potentially. So there's a lot of pressure now onto the back of Martu. Like they've lost a couple of engagements in a row now, even the Aegis into the hands of Boom. So they're going to need some sort of miracle engagement to try and get a few kills. But maybe it's not just on Martu; it is also on Zai to be able to land this spit out and keep someone stunned in place for as long as possible. Looks like there might just be a trade in tier 2s. Vikings can easily be able to siege the one up top. There is still Glyph available on the side of Secret if they want to use it. Meanwhile, Secret don't even bother attacking the tier 2 down bottom. Lashad did change his build. He kept that BKB. So you will have that available as well for the next engagement. Still a 10-second duration. And he's even going to have his 4th staff pretty soon as well. Just don't want a little bit of extra utility until he finishes up that Hurricane Pike. Both scans are pretty much right on the same spot. But unfortunately for Secret, their one runs out just as a few members of Viking would have walked into it. So maybe they feel a little bit overconfident around this area, perhaps. But that being said, Aramis now just snipes the Absol's courier. So never mind. Secret know they're there. AC is not a million miles away now for Nisha. He's only about 900 gold. So maybe that could be just the next thing that Secret are waiting for, and then they might make some sort of move happen across the map. But Aramis is picking out the top lane, realising that probably Martu's going to be coming up here to try and farm this up. Martu playing really careful though. Tunnels his way into the tree lines. Just wants to make his own little escape way if he needs to. But in the mid, looks like Yapsel. Nisha, sorry, he ends up getting caught out here, hit by the silence as well. We couldn't quite actual step in time. That's just a free kill going there for Boom. Unfortunately for him, it's still just before he actually manages to finish up his bloodstone, so he doesn't get any bonus charges. Martu just farming up the way with his illusions. Could potentially go and snatch the bounty, but it's a very dangerous position to put himself in. Even the BKB now finished up for Aramis. Jesus. A lot of magic community now on the side of Viking. And I think Boom did queue it up for his next time, yeah, so he's going to go for the BKB as well. So it's going to be quite difficult for the side of Secret to really lock people down in these coming fights. Boom was just trying to hunt down Martu's courier there. If he carried on hunting it down, there would have been such a valuable pick. That would have been Martu's AC delayed for a very long time. But even so, it's a bit risky to start diving a tier 2 tower into the fog of war. You just never know who's hiding behind there. So this is a small power spike now for the side of Secret. I think they need to make something happen soon, because this net worth difference is just getting bigger and bigger for the side of Viking. Pretty much at 6k now. And even Shad's managing to, he's equaled his net worth onto the same as Martu's now. This is going to allow him to easily siege away on this tier 2 tower. Falls pretty damn quickly. So once again, another tier 2. All of the tier 2s actually are now gone for the side of Secret. Meanwhile, Vikings still have all of theirs. So the next sort of time the base gets sieged from the side of Secret, then they're going to have to be super careful that if they lose one sort of fight around that area, then it's not just one lane of Rax they lose. It could potentially be 2, maybe even 3. Depends on just how badly the fight goes. But I think if they lose 3 after one team fighting the base, they'll probably just tap out either way. Looks like Secret are finally going to be able to nab their first tier 2 of the game. There's a rotation coming out from Boom. Mass TP is actually coming out from the side of Viking. They want to try and find something. It looks like it will actually be Zai to be their only grab. Even still, they find something at least. I think if Boom kept zipping forwards, he might have actually ran into Puppey, but obviously you can't quite know that someone's hiding there. So Puppey will be able to survive his life. An immediate smoke up as well. They want to keep this aggression going. You see what they're able to grab from this. Potentially might just run into either Yapsor or even Nisha in the jungle. Big jump forward from Boom though. Connects onto Nisha. With the Orchid on top, it's a lot of damage. He will pop the heals to try and keep himself defensive, but if there's too much, get silence in place, and he will fall. Martu, Yasuo infest into the Yapsor just to run away. Boom still, it's just Boom defending off his outpost as well, just to make sure that Secret doesn't try and get any sort of XP lead. We'll probably see him make a move pretty damn soon towards the Secret's jungle. I mean, you want to be able to take that away before this 30-minute mark. There would be a definite advantage gainer. Oh, instead, maybe they've been distracted by the presence of heroes. Maybe want to go for a kill instead. But I really think they should try and make a move onto this outpost. They are now pinging it up. Yeah, it looks like Viking. They're going to be able to get there in time. Immediate smoke up though from the side of Secret. They want to try and make some sort of counterplay happen, but they have already lost their XP lead. Toby, he actually manages to break the smoke in the front. Throws in a Yapsaw, but really can't find anything else. Then Zai gets jumped on by Boom in the background. Looks like the Snapfire is going to fall. Martu is in full retreat. His rage is already worn out. He's going to pop his mana to try and disengage, but another silence comes out once again. Boom's trying to hold him in place. Martu's trying to stand his ground, but it's not enough, and he eventually falls. Aramis manages to roll in and get kicked back onto the Yapsaw, try and get another kill out of this push. The roll forward and the dive from Boom once again. They find another kill. Now godlike on this Storm Spirit. 4 kills for nothing. And the lead just keeps on growing for the side of Viking. They should just poking and prodding onto Toby, but I mean, they can get a lot of work done onto these towers. There's no Nisha for 50 seconds, no Yapsaw for 30. They could do a lot of damage in that amount of time. Spit out, comes out from Zai in the background with the Morpheus Kisses, trying to do a lot of damage. Even the Chain Frost committed now, but Boomy just zips straight towards the back. Puppey trying to hold him back with a Sinister Gaze, but it doesn't matter. Boom's just going to carry on focused onto this Void Spirit. He's getting stun lock in place. Will out, use his heals to dodge the last silence that comes out from Aramis. From Toby, sorry. But even still, there's just too much pressure. And yep, Nisha ends up falling. Viking is still able to clear up the last melee barracks, and they're just going to fall back. Choosing not to be too greedy and staying for more. They've got what they wanted. They, took a successful fight. Got an extra kill onto Nisha as well. Taking the racks. Then they're going to fall back. Roshan's up in 30 seconds as well. So probably just see him hang around in this general area until that has actually spawned. Potentially. Depends how desperate they are for this Rosh. I mean, they can definitely take it pretty easily. There's not much from the side of a Secret that can really threaten them if they try and take a Roshan fight. Solari, no! He walks out the pit. Only a few seconds before Roshan's actually meant to spawn. Oh, Boom's going to scout out. He's going to send one of his illusions in there. For just as it spawns, he's like, oh, what's up, guys? Let's go. Secret, they're going to have a single clue this is going on. It just feels like Martu, he just can't get any work done in these team fights. He's just getting controlled way too much. It's so difficult for them to try and find anything at all. So Boom once again takes the Aegis, and I imagine Shad has the cheese. Yep. Even got just nearly 4 grand sat in his pocket. Gonna go for that butterfly as his next item. Oh, looks like Shad nearly actually ran into the Yapsaw. You will actually spot him now. Poor Yapsaw. She gets evaporated in a second. Looks like Viking, they just want to start working towards the bottom now. They've got to wait for their creep wave to come in. It's still a very, very long way away. The jump forward from Boom doesn't actually connect onto anyone. Puppey managed to zip the correct way. He will manage to get away with his life. Just barely. Even only 350 gold now for Shad to finish up his butterflies. That's going to be another big power spike. Well, I think Martu, he just went for a basher instead. So we'll probably see him, once they spot that butterfly build coming out from Shad, he'll probably switch it up and go for the MKB. They need something to be able to do damage for it, because so far Shad is just too damn difficult to actually get their hands on. Viking, they just constantly position themselves in the dire side of the map, realising that they are in quite a nice lead. There's even a double damage up top. Are they going to save it for Shad? No, never mind. Boom's just going to go grab it. He wants it for his bottle. I would have thought they would have left that for Shad though. He would have been absolute monster. I mean, he's doing 300 base damage. You double that, that's a monster. Absolute monstrous amount of damage. So, big step forward from Boom. Does get a connection. Puppey just melts in a second. They get the stomp onto Boom with the follow-up stun coming out from the spit out. Boom's getting pretty low, but he finally just manages to get his zip off to go to safety. And they couldn't find anyone else. So Puppey does end up dropping, but it doesn't look like Viking just want to go straight towards that bottom lane. They are actually just going to fall back. Maybe wanting to try and get a more of a high priority pick off rather than just the position 5. But it looks like Suka, they want to get some sort of return play here. There is Yapsaur infested up. And the Gobble Up's still not available for another 10 seconds. And I think Viking's going to be able to just bail in this amount of time. And a perfect scan. It actually connects and knows exactly where the side of Secret is. Even still, they're keeping themselves very aggressively positioned. Looks like Yapsaur and Zai, they're going to rotate around the side. So maybe Viking might not suspect an assault coming from this angle. Go out, spit out. It does actually connect. It looks like Boom, he will fall. That's his first life gone. He vanished in a second. But even still now, everyone else on the side of Viking, they want to try and punish this movement. Yapsaur's getting caught out in the back. The cookie, it actually ends up connecting onto Boom. I think that was a little bit unsuspected. Nice swap out comes from Solaria just to keep him safe. But he's now the target of a lot of hate. He manages to get his Blibber Cape, trying to stay alive. The Warm's Kiss is coming out with Martu. He gets re-engaged on. He's gone for 8 seconds. No buyback. And now Snapfire. Zai's getting focused on himself. Will use another Glimmer Cape to keep himself alive. But now Puppey doesn't have that utility to save himself. Zai couldn't even get to a safe position. We did just manage to get his blink there over time. It doesn't matter. Aramis was ready and waiting. And that's 4 kills now going towards Viking. They're just going to go straight for the tier 4s. And Secret, they have to tap out. They call it. Blimey. I don't think people were expecting that. But yeah, Viking very well played. Managed to take this first game against Secret. And that's definitely no easy task. But very well deserved victory there. As soon as they got their one bit of the lead, they just completely snowballed off of it. And it just felt like there was nothing Secret could really do to get back into that game. And it was just loss after loss. And they just get beaten down to the ground. So we'll see if Viking's able to do that again for the second game. Because that was very, very well played by them. So if they can take that into game 2, then they might even close out the series 2-0, which definitely is a big achievement against Team Secret. So we'll see if they're able to do that again, or if Secret's going to bounce back and push this to a game 3. We'll just have to wait and see. But if you guys have enjoyed my stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube, then please think about following me on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. I cast games fairly regularly, and I post on my Twitter about what games I'm going to be casting. So if you like what I'm able to provide and you want to stay up to date, then yeah, please follow me on those. Shut up, Roshan. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next game of Secret versus Viking.gg. Cheers.